the floor, okay? And my lower body connection, okay, my lower body inside position is going to allow me to, even if he manages to flatten my head down to the floor, is going to allow me to start recovering in such a way that I can reinsert. So we rotate, other way, to reinsert my upper body connection. Okay, so if I used my lower body effectively to create space, now I can bring my hands back in and I can start looking to recover. Okay, I can go back to a half guard, or I can go into other situations. Okay, but just an example of how even if we lose the battle upstairs, we're covered downstairs. Okay, now if we lose the battle in both positions, now things start to get a little bit more complicated. We'll look at later how we can recover from a situation where we're flattened out and we're losing both the upper and the lower body battles. But just understand that, you know, if you're disciplined with your upper and lower body positions, mistakes are bound to happen. You go in against good training partners, and you know they're able to get a little bit ahead on you. One will pick up the slack, okay, of the other, and they work synergistically. They complement each other in this way. Okay, guys, let's start talking a little bit about now the upper body frames in a little bit more detail. It's important to understand what each grip is doing, what each frame is doing. What's the purpose of it, right? We talked about what we're looking to avoid, but now let's understand how we can actually avoid those things, okay? We don't want to just arbitrarily have our hands somewhere just for the sake of having them there, okay? Or even if we know, okay, this is the right place to put my hands just because I told you, hey, put your hand here. It's important to understand why I need to put my hand here. What is that actually achieving? That's just going to make it so that you are, you know, much more aware of what's happening in that position, especially as a live situation is taking place. So let's say, for example, okay, I have my training partner in my half guard. We're talking about upper body frames specifically right now, okay? So we understand, okay, my training partner wants to get past my knees, okay? If he can get past my knees, then, you know, he's looking good. And now my upper body frames are really what's going to prevent him from being able to close in and get chest to chest. My opponent is looking to do exactly that. He's looking to get chest to chest. So it makes sense that, okay, and again, we're not talking about the lower body right now, but the lower body does play a strong role in that. But specifically for the upper body, okay, it would make sense for me to have obstacles in place to prevent my training partner from getting chest to chest. So my top hand in this case, because we're on our side, we have a top and a bottom arm. My top arm is almost always going to be in a cross frame here, okay, where I have my hand on my training partner's opposite shoulder, okay. This arm, especially at distance, okay, especially in a case where I have both lower and upper body frames in place, be it with a knee shield or potentially even a butterfly hook, okay, we have this much more distance. This frame is very, very strong. Very, very hard for my training partner, okay, to be able to just put his weight past this frame. So you'd be surprised even against heavier people, just this arm alone, again, provided we're off at this angle with our fore shoulder and hip off of the floor, this is going to be a very, very strong grip. If we can just have our hand right here on my training partner's shoulder with a relatively extended arm. It's not always going to be totally straight. There'll be a slight bend where it comes across the shoulders, but this cross shoulder post is very, very important. You can also play potentially with a thumb inside of your training partner's armpit, and this too is also a very good way to play with this grip, okay? If your partner starts to get a little bit closer, it becomes a little bit more of a bent frame, also still very, very important. The idea is still the same, okay? We utilize this to prevent my training partner from closing distance. In addition, this frame, the top one, is very important because there's another battle happening here, okay? And this is one that gets kind of overlooked a little bit, or at the very least, if you just understand how to use this frame, you will kind of be winning this battle even without knowing it, okay? But it's that of my training partner's head, okay? I want more or less my training partner's head lined up with mine, okay? He wants, because again, he's trying to flatten me out, his head crossing, okay, my body. And the more his head can cross my body, okay, the better it's going to be for him, okay? He has more of an ability to flatten me out. So this frame over here serves to control, not just prevent him from closing distance, but prevent him from flattening me out, okay? It's much harder for me to hold him up when he brings his head, okay, this way here, Okay, it's much harder for me to withstand his weight. Okay, and from here he can start looking to bring hands inside, and then now he can start looking to collapse my frames in various ways, and then go in and start getting to his grips. Okay, so it's in his best interest to want to start bringing that head across. That's why it's very important that we utilize this frame, not just to prevent him from getting close to me, but to prevent him from bringing his head across, so we can use that frame to keep that angle to where our heads are more so in line. And the more his head is in line or off to the side, that I'm facing, the better it's going to be for me. The more he can bring that head, okay, across my body.